Around with Track Headz. I'd like to welcome you to Track Headz TV. Today we're going to be talking about Miss Sydney McLaughlin Lavroni. She today confirmed that she's going to be running the 400-meter dash, or more so, she entered herself, or her coach entered her in the 400-meter dash for USA's. I think today or yesterday was the cutoff date. As you know, Sydney McLaughlin is the 400-meter hurdle world record holder for women. I mean, she's been dominant since taking that torch from Dalilah Muhammad back in 2021. The multiple-time world record holder has done damage to it. I think she broke the world record last year in Paris. Has just done a phenomenal job with the event. Super crazy the way she's been able to kill it. And a lot of people are in uproar. They're in surprise. They're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's doing the open 400-meter dash. I want to say there's maybe three reasons why I see why the 400-meter dash is going to be something that's very important for her legacy, something that's very important for her continued progression in the 400-meter hurdles. And I think it's just part of the plan when it comes to what is going to take for her to be not just the best 400-meter hurdle athlete ever, but one of the best track and field athletes ever. I mean, she's walking in the footsteps of like a Allison Felix, of like a Usain Bolt when it comes to the dominance that she displays in her event, like ever. So the first reason I'm going to give is that, you know, as a 400-meter hurdler, it's very important for you to run, obviously, the 400-meter open. Obviously, we know that she has a PR of like 50.5 that she did in Paris. I mean, she's been killing it. She's been like a master of her event. And I think the only way that she's going to be able to continue to decrease, I think maybe her overall goal is to go 49.9. I think that will put it in a stratosphere that no one else can touch. I think in order for her to be able to do that, though, she has to get her open 400-meter time down. Running 49 ain't going to cut it. Running 48 low may cut it, but I think ultimately she wants to get to that 47 territory. And to get to that 47 territory in the open is going to give her a lot more of a cushion to be able to run that 49 that maybe she wants to do come 2028. I think 2028 is a lot of people's exit plan in terms of wanting to peak at that particular time in the sport, whether it's like a Noah Lyles, whether it's a lot of these athletes who's been killing it for such a long period of time. So when you're looking at, again, the landscape of the 400, you have two big figures that are in the way. You have Paulino and you have Salwa Nasser. Both of those ladies have run 48, amongst others who have run 48 in the past, but more consistently as of this year, you have Paulino and Salwa Nasser. So decreasing that 400-meter dash for Miss Sydney McLaughlin is going to enable her to tap into greater speeds in the 400-meter hurdles, which is what you want. We saw what she did last year when she ran 22.0, and with her running 22.0, it gave her a little bit of a bigger cushion, and we saw her PR again and break a world record at Paris. So again, running the 400-meter dash, you know, we're definitely gonna be able to see that continued progression in the 400-meter hurdles. Who wants a shout out? What's up, Colin? How you doing, man? I hope everything is all right with you. Yeah, we just going over Miss Sydney McLaughlin's confirming for the 400-meter dash for USATF. All right, so like I said, with her running the 400-meter dash, it's going to enable her to tap into faster speeds in the 400-meter hurdles, not just for this year, but going into next year's as well. Like I said, I think, you know, with her running the 400-meter dash is the first step to her long-term plan, which is being able to persuade, just like similar to Michael Johnson in 1996 when it was hosted in Atlanta for the Olympics. You know, in 2028, with it being hosted in LA, which she is in LA, and she's going to have a whole lot of wiggle room being so dominant in her event. I think that being able to run both the 400-meter hurdles and the 400-meter dash after becoming a world champion in the 400, if she can pull it off this year, and being so dominant in the 400-meter hurdles, I think that she wants to go out with a bang. I think that is the kind of finale that she wants to finish her season with, or have the peak of her season when it comes to her career. But definitely being a world champion in the 400-meter dash is the essential step to be able to do that, so that she can have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to sponsors, when it comes to, you know, the LA and the Olympics and the promotion, to be able to do the double. That's the hardest double. And I think also, you know, to really think about it too, I think a lot of people don't think about it. You know, she hasn't gotten the American record yet. And I think even just at this particular meet, I think her main goal will be to break the American record. Sanya Richards-Ross has had it since 2006. It's 48.70, I believe. And we've had the talent to be able to do it. We had the collegians to be able to do it. We've had so many people who've been able to do it, and sadly, it hasn't come to fruition yet. So we're going to be looking for Miss Sydney McLaughlin to really get it done. One thing I will say is that I saw her performance at pre. First thing that I noticed at Prefontaine, which was her last 400-meter dash, was the fact that she did not take the race out as fast as she was supposed to. I think she ran like 23 high. And then after that, she only ran probably like 26 on the back end or 25 something on the back end. And that's where that 49 mid performance came from. In order for her to break 48, she's going to have to be comfortable going 23, which means she needs to do the speed work necessary to be able to do that. I think they know that, which is why, you know, they're really preparing. They're really sharpening her toolbox in the 200 and some of those open events to enable her to be able to hit faster gears in the 400 and 400 meter hurdles. I also want to say this, because although she's only doing the 400 meter dash, not the 400 meter hurdles, I think we have a very interesting thing to really look at right now. Femke is someone who is dominant in the 400 meter hurdles in Europe, right? She's just went 51.95. But we have a very interesting situation where because Sydney McLaughlin won't be running the 400-meter hurdle, she's not the world champion from 2023. She doesn't have a bye going into those hurdles. That means that we're going to have not just a new world champion, but we have an interesting opportunity for someone who was going into their last year as a USA athlete to really be competitive. And we're looking at Dalilah Muhammad. It looks like it's going to be a showdown between Dalilah Muhammad and Femke. And I want to throw Anna Cockrell in there as well, because she's on the all-time list. I think it's like the top fourth or the fourth athlete of all time. Maybe she passed up Dalilah Muhammad. I'm not sure when she competed at Paris. But I say all that to say, you know, with Dalilah, with it being Dalilah's last year, this is the perfect runway that is needed to really put pressure on Femke and really put pressure to see, can she rise to the occasion? Because Sydney McLaughlin's gone. Does that mean it's going to be a easy pathway? Hell no. You know, you got Femke who's running 51 consistently, which means she could be setting up for a 50, maybe a 50 kind of performance. She ran 50.95 in elevation last year, right before the World Championships, and kind of fell apart from there. Dalilah Muhammad, this is like one of her best years. I mean, she's run 52, I think, twice so far this year. Her fastest time in like a couple years. She seems healthy. And I think she can be a person that at USA's, we really could see her form to really squeeze like a low 52 or squeeze a 51 high. And if she's running 51 high in August, where you have another 6 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks to really peak, she's someone that I truly believe that could really push that pace and really walk away with a PR depending on the quality of the track. And I heard Tokyo is pretty fast. That's where the 400-meter hurdles world record was set for Warholm. So like I said, very interesting, you know, caveat to Sydney McLaughlin making that choice to run the 400-meter dash at the USATF championship in a week or two time. So definitely interesting to see. Just my 2 cents about what's going on. And for people to just chill out, man. You know, she don't got to run the 400-meter hurdles every time. This is a very long-term plan. She's so dominant in it. There's no one else really a second with her. You know, Femke had to do her performance at elevation, so I think she'll be just fine. She'll come back in the off year if she doesn't break the I think also with Sydney McLaughlin, because it's her, what year is this? It's 2025. 2026 is supposed to be an off year. So she has 2 years to really master the 400-meter dash before she maybe goes back to the 400-meter hurdles. She's someone that's multi-talented in so many different events that she can kind of play around a bit. And she's really been killing it since, what, 2019, 2020, 21. So she's been going at it for like 5 years. So it's very important to give those legs a break. So, but like I said, guys, just my 2 cents and what I observed. And people just gotta relax and chill, man. She's gonna have a dope performance. I'm gonna be giving my predictions when it comes to USATF, and when it comes to you know, the top predictions for like the 100, 200, 400-meter hurdles, 100-meter hurdles, 110-meter hurdles, and events like that pretty soon. So keep a lookout for that. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is D Brown with Track Headz. Peace.